Alex Ariza. Alex, your training camp with David Benavidez. Just talk to us about how you guys connected and how's training camp going.
Oh, it's going really well. I've known them for, probably 8 years since David first walked into the gym. He was 16 at Wildcard. And so I've known Jose and Junior, and David came later when he was about 13, if I remember. He was just this little guy, 5'5", about 250 pounds. But he was sparring all the top guys in the gym, the bigger ones. And Dave Junior, he's been sparring Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Porter. He was sparring all those guys at 16. So it's been it's not like we just knew each other. They kind of were around the work and they knew what I did, and so Jose, the dad, felt that this was at that point to where we start getting them to that next level and start applying some of the science to all the work that he's already done.
So to you, there's no surprise they've come this far in the game. I mean,
you know what? If you knew the father's story, yeah, that's a huge surprise because he didn't raise just one; he raised 2 world champions with just him being, loving the sport, wanting to know everything, self-educating, self-trained, it's an amazing story. I mean, this what I'm doing, I've taken years to learn. I've learned from the best. I've had people teaching me. I learned from them. I've worked underneath some of the best strength and conditioning coaches, I believe,
and fighters.
So I got a good education aside from my regular. But the father is self-taught, self-made, and what he's done with not 1 but 2 world champions. I mean, most trainers don't even have 1, aren't even lucky enough to have 1. So it's really an incredible story.
Alex, as you mentioned that you work with some of the top fighters from Manny Pacquiao, Amir Khan, Floyd Mayweather. How would you describe David's work ethic compared to theirs? Anything there like, oh, that's what Mayweather had, that's what Manny had, the dedication, the motivation, and whatnot?
Well, there's always something special about those kind of guys at that level, at that tier. I think what David is he's a throwback to the fighters that are doing it for the sport. I'm not saying that he doesn't want the money, but he has a love for boxing. He was a kid that, was 5'5", 250 pounds, never thought he'd be a professional athlete. But his love for the sport drove him to want to be that, and made him push and eventually get to the. The last time I saw him, after 7 years, now he's 6'3", and he's this tremendous athlete. But I think what separates him from today's fight is the mental approach to it.
Looks like he might be fighting Mike Alvarado wherever it takes place.
Mike Alvarado.
Mike Alvarado, he fought Brandon Rios. What do you think of that fight of Manny Pacquiao?
It's just another. It's hard for me because I trained him to fight to Margarito, and you saw the kind of damage he did. And now he's fighting these smaller and smaller and smaller guys. So it's just, you're looking for these easy wins, and none of these kids are going to be easy.
Yeah.
Boxing is not a sport that you play. Yeah. This is the real deal.
How special was he that night, Alex, when he fought Antonio Margarito? I think he threw over 1,000 punches, man. He won every single round.
1,247.
Yeah, Margarito he was special that night too because he took the punishment. Yeah. It might have ended his career, some people say, but how special was Manny on that day from what you saw in the reporting?
His mindset was different. The way we trained was different.